Alright, what's going on, guys? So in here, with the Legendary Vegeta event dropping today on Global Dokkan, I figured that I needed to make sure I got out a comprehensive guide for all of the missions. So we're going to be starting out with what I thought to be the most difficult mission, being the Worthy Rivals category. This one by far gave me the most trouble out of any of them. Maybe Other World Warriors was a little bit more difficult, but ultimately, you're watching this video, so we did manage to get it done. So we're going to go ahead and hop over to the wiki so we can make sure that we get a guide out, and then if you want to stick around for the gameplay, you will see the build that I would use, and I will also provide a couple alternate team builds if you don't have a specific leader or a couple units, and we will go ahead and go from there. So let's transition over to the wiki, and I'll see you over there. Okay, so we are now over here on the Worthy Rivals category page. We are just going to be taking a quick look at some of the different options that you will be able to use on this team. I'm going to shoot you straight. This one's really difficult, like I said in the introduction. There are a lot of pieces and RNG elements that need to go into your favor, in my opinion. And it just led for a overall difficult experience that I had doing this one. Some of the Dragon Ball Heroes units can make a difference here, but I do find them to be a little bit more effective in different stages like Super Battle Road, rather than long events like the Legendary Vegeta event. So, getting one thing out of the way, the overall best option for your leader is going to be the Physical Piccolo, as he has the infinite defensive stacking. He can also scout super attacks. He is not there to do damage, he is just strictly going to be blocking for you. So, if you don't have the LR Vegeta, that's perfectly fine, as you will probably be using Piccolo anyway. The sub-leader, Tech Vegeta, I do recommend that you bring him on this run. You will see in mind that he is very valuable with his orb changing, his defense per orb, the HP healing that he does, and all that fun stuff. He is just a pound-for-pound good unit. LR LR Tien and Chaozu, I advise that you stay away from them. LR Majin Vegeta, I do believe I use in my run, but he is one of those units that it's tricky. He has to have his EZA. I am not sure if this EZA is on global yet. I don't think it is. Yeah, it's not. So he came out in August. Yeah, so he's not ready to go yet. So on the global side, if you don't have his EZA yet by the time these videos do come out, I would stay away from him. Evolution Blue Vegeta, 100% would recommend. You can get away with running him. His damage reduction per hit, his guaranteed crit, the revival, the active skill, the additional attacks, all that fun stuff. Very good unit. Would recommend running him. LR Piccolo, we don't gotta talk about that. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, last phase, he is absolutely butter. He will not be able to withstand anything. Gotta stay away from this guy. LR Angel Vegeta, kind of talked about him before. Defensively, he's not great, but he does have a decent active skill and defense. He does raise defense on, I want to say, both supers. No, just on his 12 key. So whenever you gotta stay away from getting an 18 key with an LR, it can be kind of a pain in the ass sometimes, but I don't think the key is like an issue here. Like, you're not going to be struggling to make sure he stays at 12 key, so no need to worry there. Now getting into the TUR portion. When it comes to Super AGL, I'm only seeing like 3 units here that jump out to me. That would be like, yeah, these are must runs. Not even must runs, but AGL Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, AGL Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, and Piccolo. The rest of these units can kind of go away. The issue with Fit Buu is his defensive buffs run out after 8 turns. I want to say it is. It's 8 or 10. I think it's 8. So I accidentally opened Piccolo. Let's see. Yeah, 7 turns, I'm sorry. So he loses all the fun stuff that he has that makes him really good after 7 turns. Piccolo, Blue Vegeta, Super Vegeta, nothing really there that jumps out on the page to me. That would be units that you need to bring into this stage. Potentially Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta after he got his Dokkan Awakening, the GT one. He has some kind of value, I think. That unit might be worth taking a look at in there, because he does have a decent defense after he gets hit a couple times. So it is worth taking a look at. Tech Piccolo from the $350 million celebration. Don't gotta talk about him. He sucks. Tech Tien, can't imagine many people have him, but he's only supporting Tech allies, so you don't really need to bring him. Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, I would recommend that you bring, as once he transforms and you get 6 orbs, he does have guard. Mr. Buu, decent healer, doesn't link well with the team, would not recommend. This Vegeta we already talked about, very good option. He is on my team. This Super Saiyan Vegeta, more of a Super Battle Road guy. These blue Vegetas and this Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, I'd stay away from. I did see a couple runs of people on like the Wiki Tactics and a couple runs on Twitter and stuff like that. Some people did run him, but I don't really see it. Because he does get attack and defense plus, or he does give support, but beyond that, you know, he's going to get lit up in a couple of stages of the event, so I'd stay away from him. Beerus, obviously, no bueno. The androids, no. Tech Piccolo, no. And then GT Vegeta and Yamcha, I would also say no. This Android 18, she's a World Tournament unit. Haven't had much time to look at her. She raises attack and defense for 3 turns. High chance of evading. That's not bad, but she's not linking with anybody here. Yeah, I mean, she could be a last option, but I would not say that she is like, you know, you need to bring her. This Vegeta, I believe he's a support unit. Yeah, okay. And I believe he infinitely stacks, no? Yeah, this is a good, I would 100% recommend that you bring the Xeno Vegeta if you have him, because he's going to be supporting a good chunk of the team, and he also infinitely stacks. So if you have Xeno Vegeta Super Saiyan, bring him. And the only other int unit I could say is this GT Vegeta. Otherwise, you know, that's the TUR, the LR, so we don't need to talk about any of these guys as they are not going to be doing much for you. Okay. Agl Super Vegeta, definitely would recommend that you do bring him if you manage to pull him. He is the new unit dropping with this event, though, so I do understand if you don't have him. But, you know, as a pure Saiyans lead and an attained evolution lead, you do have to take a look into trying to get him. He is one of the better units, of the best TURs in the game. He aged out a little bit quickly on JP, but I still do believe he's very good. Like, one of the best options in the game across the board. This Vegeta, I don't know much about. He's, we'll take a quick look, but I don't think he does anything, right? Yeah, he doesn't do anything. Don't bring him. This Trunks and Vegeta raises attack and defense, or they infinitely stack defense, so there is some value there, but in the last phase, it's going to be tough. This Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, he loses his damage reduction after 8 turns? 10 turns, I'm sorry. So this one I'm pretty sure took like 40 turns, so you're not going to be thinking about that. And really that's about it for the STR portion. This Majin Vegeta can be valuable with his healing, but in the last bit he is going to be a little bit suspect. Yeah, I don't see much else here. Physical, obviously Piccolo you want to bring. One of the little tactics that you can do is you can bring the SSR if you have him rainbowed of that Piccolo, because he infinitely stacks defense as well. Other than that, though, that's 17. You might be able to get away with bringing him, but he is risky when his health is above 77% HP as he loses his damage reduction. So it's a risky game, and especially with all the healing that you're doing with the Tech Vegeta and all that fun stuff. And Piccolo, with his defense being so high, you're going to get crazy healing from your orbs and all that stuff. It really is kind of tricky. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back over to Dokkan and do a couple of the possible team builds with rotations that you could do for this specific event. I'll also include the one that I do for the main run, and we'll go over 2 or 3 different team builds that you might be able to get away with. So let's go ahead, hop back over to Dokkan, and I'll see you over there.
Okay, so now that we've went over all of these stuff in terms of the team building guide, I want to go ahead and show you a few different options that you could run for this team, just in theory that, you know, you don't have a couple of the units that I talked about, or my main run does not look like your main run. We are just going to go ahead and go over a few of different options for this category. So, option 1, this is something that you could do. The rotations would be a Piccolo with Int Vegeta, and then a Piccolo with the Tech Vegeta, or you could run a Piccolo with the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, or the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, but you can see we run into a little bit of a problem with my box, as he is only 55%. His links are not done. But he is very good for this kind of event. PyCon, we don't need to go into each different unit and talk about what they do, because I do go over that extensively in our team building guide and the team building guides that I did. Another option that you could do is just go balls deep in the Vegeta's family team. You see here we've got just a whole plethora of options, especially for the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I think he is one of those units that I overlooked when I did my main run just because I was trying to copy the one that I did back in the summer. But this is another potential option that you could run with a little bit more... it's just all Vegeta family, right? And last but not least, here is another more, I don't know, with the option with free-to-play units and a lot less of the newer units in the game, being Piccolo, 17, Piccon is a year old now, that Tech Vegeta, I think everybody has just gotten their hands on him, but he is very valuable throughout these runs, and you will see that during these the set of videos. So, here are 3 different builds that you could potentially run to beat this stage. I am going to show you the one that I used here in a moment when we flip over to the gameplay portion of this video, but that's going to be everything on the team building aspect of the video. So, if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to leave a like and enjoy the gameplay and the successful run that we do end up doing.
Okay, so now that we are over on the successful run, the team I decided to go with was a combination of a couple of the builds that I put together there in the alternate setup, where we had Piccolo. We're going to go for a Piccolo on both rotations, an Evolution Blue Vegeta on one, and then a Tech Vegeta Blue on the other. This run, the gameplay is sped up as the run took 37 minutes, and only one app quitting in between, which you will see when I put it up there, but this one was tough. Like, I really did struggle on this one. Key kept proving time and time again to be an issue. Defense sometimes could be a problem, thankfully not too bad. Super attacks really do just kind of suck the life out of you in an event like this, so it can be tough, but ultimately we do end up getting the win here. I think that this one is just, it comes down to RNG and hoping that you do get lucky. You'll see throughout this run, like, the first phase is taking 3 turns for goodness sake. Like, that just shows you how this run is going to go. Like, I do as much as I can to try and get through it quickly, but ultimately it's just one of those runs where no matter how much you try, it's probably going to end up being a pain in the ass. So, not really too much to talk about here, but I do want to kind of give you a basis for the strategy that I'm going with. You see that we're trying to get Piccolo built up as much as possible so we can get the that defensive stacking going as much as we can. I think Piccolo is the only defensive stacker that we bring on this team, so he is the only blocker that we have. No real tanks here on this team other than Piccolo. Vegeta, not the Evolution Blue Vegeta, the Tech ROF Vegeta can prove to be a tank, but he is orb dependent, so it can be tricky. AGL, or in Evolution Blue Vegeta, is suspect sometimes on defense when, the first hit he doesn't have his damage reduction going just yet. So that can prove to be an issue throughout this run. You'll see that I do make a mistake about 10-15 minutes in where I put a unit in the wrong spot, that being, what's his name? In Evolution Blue Vegeta in the second spot where he's going to take a super attack, because you bring the Piccolos to scout the super attacks the whole time, so that's where you get to have some fun. He is pretty good in this event, but there is times like that where he just can be a problem. He just takes way too much damage in certain spots, but his guaranteed crits, his additional attacks, all that fun stuff is definitely worth bringing him over most of the units in this game. So you see here, I cannot let Majin Vegeta take a super attack, so I do have to bust that rotation up and put Tech Blue Vegeta in the third spot. He is... Majin Vegeta was definitely a mistake. I could put that out there. I don't recommend that you bring him if you don't have to. Especially, I don't think he has an easy 8 on Global yet, so just ignore him. I made a mistake bringing him. I would bring the Tech Super Saiyan 3 GT Vegeta over this guy because he builds up his defense when he gets hit. So, lesson learned. When I was just trying to replicate the run that I did back in the summer, and that happened to be the one that I did. So I just kind of rocked out with that, for better or for worse. So, it's tricky because, especially you're like, oh, this team beat it before, I could probably beat it again, but then you forget that power creep is a thing, and it makes it tricky, and it kind of put my mindset backwards where I was thinking like, oh, I just need to copy the run that I did in the summer because that was what I needed to do. But Global Dokkan, I don't know, looking right off the bat, if they have any too many big advantages in terms of units that are out. I do make the mistake of talking about the androids, like they'll be on Global. But, maybe you're watching this video and you do happen to play Japanese or JP Dokkan, so you can still take advantage of the fact that the androids exist if you do have them. So, this team, it does well in the beginning, but you see, it's just like, we're doing fine, right? We're not taking much damage. We still have a ton of HP and stuff, and we're at the Dokkan attack. it's so slow. We're doing no damage. Like, we're on turn 10 already, and it's been 4 minutes. Like, and we're still on the third phase, right? So it just goes to show you that this run is not going to be a quick one at all. I really don't know, unless you have the whole team rainbowed, if it's possible to really blitz through this one, because some of the runs that we do end up doing in like 10 minutes. But this one in specific takes 40 minutes, so that's why you're watching the gameplay sped up. It's kind of making me talk fast, watching them move so fast, though. But, okay, so something else I need to mention. Super Saiyan 3, or Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta, right? He needs his 6 orbs, because if he doesn't get his 6 orbs, he's not going to guard. And that guard in this stage is so critical. Like, if you don't get that guard, you're not going to be tanking very well at all. And, you know, the whole time, Vegeta's doing well. Like, if you see a successful run on this stage, odds are, like, the guy who did it, or, you know, in my case, like, most of the time we got lucky with the orbs. And that's where Tech Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta comes into play, right? He's like the, you know, his tech orb changing can be a lifesaver for this Vegeta in specific, as, you know, he doesn't take nearly as much damage as he might. I don't think it was in this run, but it was like the run before this. I was playing, like, I had a buddy in my ear when we were playing this. I was, like, you know, on a call with somebody, and, like, I was streaming it and all that, and he suggested that we just risk it for the biscuit with no guard on Majin Vegeta, and he took like 145k per normal, and I needed him to take like 130k per normal, so we ended up dying. So you gotta make sure you get that guard, or things do get tricky. I think there is a point during this where I'm telling him, like, we're gonna put Piccolo in this spot, and he's gonna dodge the super attack, because that's what the great ones do. And ultimately, he ends up getting the dodge. So, you know, we got pretty lucky there, but the cold reality of this stage and a lot of these long event runs is that it's gonna take some luck, no matter really how you split it. Like, you gotta get lucky on some of these runs. Like, it's just they're all so tough. They've all got their own things that make them difficult. That's just the way it is, right? Like, you have different setups. You can put, like, the best team together, and unless you have, like, a full rainbow team and you get you've got it all figured out, then you're gonna take some damage. And right there, I'm pretty sure I used the Piccon active skill. I used it very early. I did not want to use it that early, but just the way that the event played out, really, they left me no choice, so I had to do what I had to do. You see here, we put Piccolo. Like, the beauty of having Piccolo, like, I don't know if this stage, like, realistically, without Piccolo is, like, going to be, like, it's difficult, right? Like, just being able to scout super attacks in general is just such a broken ability. That's what puts units like Tech Gogeta and STR Vegito at the top of the list, even though they're not putting up the 9 million attack stats with the 300k defense turn 1, right? They've got good, you know, after they fuse and do all that fun stuff, they are just so effective, and being able to see super attacks is so valuable because it saves your ass in so many different portions of this. Like, in all different aspects of the game, that this is where things get valuable. And you see right there, since I knew I was going to get the 6 orbs with Vegeta, I put him in the first slot, and you can see we ultimately do end up taking 17k before super and then double digits after super. So you can kind of get the general gist of, like, what I'm trying to do, where it's like, play Vegeta's guard, put Piccolo in the spot where he takes the super attack because he's going to be at 500, 600k defense, and then you kind of rock with it from there, and you get a little bit of RNG in your favor. Like right here, we know Majin Vegeta is going to get lit up, but we have to play with that, right? I think the hope is that I get out of the stage before Majin Vegeta takes any damage, and I don't remember if we do or not. So I guess we're going to find out, because this run was a couple days ago. I think what I'm telling my buddy is if Vegeta gets a crit and an additional, we're done. And I don't know. I want to say we get it done? Yeah, we do. Yeah, so we avoided any damage there with Majin Vegeta, which could have been bad. And now we're into the longer portion where this ultimately ends up taking, you know, over half of the run. So in real time, this takes like 25 minutes, right? Because it's 20 minutes, right? Because it's 10 minutes on the recording and sped up, and so that means it's 20 minutes. You know? Not sped up. There's your math lesson for the day. It's just really tough. Like, this spot in specific, we're kind of in a pickle because we have a very powerful unit in the game, being Evolution Blue Vegeta, but he is int, so it does make things kind of tricky. He has the, I think, is he right here where I mess up? No, it's coming up. You'll see it. I just do like a quick cut because I'm like, oh shit, I put Vegeta in the second spot. He can't take that. Like, unfortunately, he's not built like that. He's not built different. He's just, he can't take a super from type disadvantage in this portion of the event. Like, he's just like, you see 50k per normal right there. No way he's taking a super. That would have been 400k, 500k, and we would have been sitting here upset because we died. So right here is not where I make the mistake. I'm kind of just counting down to that at this point. You see where key is kind of an issue here, right? Because we need 5-6 orbs a pop for some of these units, and obviously we're not getting that every single time, but thankfully, the only character that stacks on this team is Piccolo, so like really we're trying to prioritize his super attack, Vegeta's 6 orbs, and Tech Vegeta getting as many orbs as we can so he can tank as well as possible. Majin Vegeta, you'll see he does do his thing in here, but it's just his defense is just not reliable at all. You see right there, 50k, 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 60k. And he ends up doing a lot of different things. He does get the revival active for Vegeta, and you'll see right here that I just make the oopsie and throw him in slot 2, and then I realize, oh shit, and then I cut it real quick. So, you know, we do have to take care of that. But that's just, you know, that's the nature of this stage. It's tricky. You know, another Dokkan attack, and what turn are we? We're at 22 turns. I think we still have like 10 turns to go. So, again, just restating, this is a long one. This is like corroded body and mind, LG or GT, LGE, right? Like, we're talking just a lot of time on this stage. Like, I want to say that the Worthy Rival or the corroded body and mind team for us, I want to say took 40 something turns or like 38 turns or something like that. Like, that is a lot for. Yeah, so we do get the revival. Yeah. So, but that is a lot for a box with a lot of duplicates in it. Like, most of these units that I run, I usually don't bring 55% units unless they're like brand new. So the only 55% unit here, there isn't one. Yeah, we don't have a 55% unit. Lowest one is Majin Vegeta. He has 2 dupes. Or 1 dupe. Wait, did I say Majin Vegeta? I meant Evolution Blue Vegeta. He has 1 dupe. Majin Vegeta's rainbow. So, Piccon has 1 dupe as well. Majin Vegeta, Tech Vegeta, Piccolo, they're all rainbow. So, fun stuff over here. Hopefully we can just, or you'll see throughout these runs that like, anytime a unit's 55%, almost in anything, you're like, power creep really has to be their best friend if you want them to be effective at 55%. So, you see when we're still in this specific stage, we're still just trying to play with Vegeta's. Sorry if you hear barking dogs downstairs, but we're trying to just keep Vegeta's guard. I just want to make sure, like, if you get one thing from this video, it's that, you know, if you're gonna bring that Vegeta, you have to remember to prioritize the guard. Like, it is so essential that he has that guard. Otherwise, defensively, he is going to be a nightmare. So, do I do the same thing twice? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I remember this now. I think what I do is I say, fuck it, we're going to, sorry, hold on. We're going to, make sure, the risk is that Vegeta is going to get his crit, right here, and we're not going to see him, super. Yeah, that was the risk, right? I was like, Vegeta, if he supers, we're dead, but, you know, we're going to run that risk, and we're going to make sure that we think that he's not going to super. Like, that's what we're aiming for. And then right here, things get tricky. This is where we do have to bust out the items. Obviously no super attack, so we can afford to put Vegeta in slot 1, or, you know, Majin Vegeta in slot 1. What I tend to try and stick to is always make sure that you save items until as late as possible, especially in here. Like, this guy is just such a beast on his offensive side that, you know, it's tough to, what's the word I'm looking for? I lost my train of thought. To, you know, he makes up for any lack of defense that he might have. Oh my, I really lost my train of thought completely. The dog barking through me. His guaranteed crits and his additionals, they just provide so much value that it can make up for the defensive shortcomings before he gets his damage reduction. I really just hate how they did Evolution Blue Vegeta. Just UI Goku, in most sense of the word, is just objectively better to me. Like, just with the dodging and the you know, keeping what he gets, like the 30% defensive raise on the 1 dodge, rather than like, all Vegeta had to do, in my opinion, was just keep the damage reduction as he got hit, and then we'd be fine. So you see here, we're playing around. We're trying to see how can we get Vegeta his 6 orbs. Yeah, so I think we go for the tech orbs right here, right? Or I think, what do we do? I forget. I think we grab the int orb because I'm trying to make that tech orb fall. Yeah, and then we do end up getting the orbs for Vegeta. That was the whole goal, right? Like, just keep Vegeta safe. That was all we were going for. Like, at this point, we're just playing defense. Especially, we know we have the type advantage over the Evolution Blue Vegeta right here, so we have nothing to worry about. Defensively for Tech Vegeta, he's no problem. And then right here, yeah, so this is also where things get kind of tricky, right? Because now we realize, like, oh shit, Vegeta's going to hit Evolution Blue Vegeta a lot, but I think, you know, we're trying to save those items. I don't remember if we use all of them. I'm pretty sure we do. Like, we just play it safe, right? And, you know, Piccolo hitting his 2 million with the better chance to crit, and defensively, he's safe at this point. This might do 5 digits. No, I think he's at double-digit point. At this point, he's safe as can be. So that's really, like, the premise of this run. Like, you've seen kind of what we're going for and how you do get it done. I think with the suggestions that I do bring up in the latter points of the team building guide, as well as showing you the alternate ones that I do, you can see where you can get this done in a pretty, you know, respectable manner. I forget how we get this one done. Like, we gotta pop an item right here, right? Yeah, we might double up, I think, because we just, like, the hit spread and the key on this one is so bad. Like, you see, I'm in my buddies in my ear. Like, what do you think we do right here? Is that enough defense? Do we go for damage reduction? Like, it was really just a mess. Because I'm shitting bricks at this point because Majin Vegeta is in that 3rd slot, right? I think he has like 250k defense, but even then, I mean, you're still scared because you're like, oh my god, what if this is 60k per normal and stuff like that? And you just, it's fun. Like, it's so, like, it's just nerving when you're trying to get through this. Like, when you're in a 40-minute run, you do not want to lose it. Like, that's, like, I think if you've done these missions, like, I can attest, or you can, like, agree with me that, like, you get this far into the event, you do not want to lose it. Like, that is the last thing you're thinking about. Like, I am not losing this event, no matter what you do, what you try and do to stop me. I'm going to win this. So that's about where I'm at. I'm like, if I got to use all my items, so be it. You know, this is not a no item run. I don't think I can do it personally, but if I had like 100% Evolution Blue Vegeta or like 100% Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, the AGL one, it might be possible, but I'm not too worried about it. No item runs are cool, but I only do them when I can, and in some cases I just can't. And I think in that case, this one is just not worth the headache. So you see that we're getting close to the end here, starting to really get some damage in on him. He's slowly but surely, that health bar is going down. In real speed, this one is super slow, so it's like, you're just like, all right, can we be done now, please? Like, I'm tired of thinking about whether or not I'm going to win or not. Like, it's just tough, right? So, another thing I can mention, if you are at this point in the video, if you have a physical Piccolo, make him your friend support for a little bit. Like, this one is tough. Like, or if you have int GT Vegeta, just do that. Because, like I said, this one is tough, man. Like, just be a neighbor, right? Like, just help you guys out. So, I think, do we pop an item? Yeah. We're like, whoa, we need an item right here. So, Bob Luis, get that going. Get the Dokkan attack with Evolution Blue Vegeta, whatever, it helps. But we've almost reached the end here. I do believe the next turn is the one where we ultimately do end up getting the win. So, again, this one is, like, I got to just keep restating that it is a very tricky run. I hope that you do understand what I'm trying to say here, like, the strategies that I'm doing. If you have, like, any issues or you, like, don't know if a run's gonna work, you know, you can put it in the comments. Maybe someone who does see it can help you, or maybe I can. I mean, obviously, like, if you comment, odds are I'll interact with it because I don't get, like, any comments, so I'll see it. I do read my comments. But this was the Worthy Rival stage, one that I'm definitely glad to have in the books at this point. I am definitely over this stage in specific. I did it once over the summer, and I had to do it again, so coming back, I wasn't exactly looking forward to that, and when Vegeta does that, that is the win. So, Worthy Rivals, that's done. That's one out of the books. I've got all of the missions coming out today, so don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out.